and today we are going to discuss about what were the religions of the Arabs in initial time. So now let's move on our topic. Most of the Arabs had compiled with the call of Ismail al-Islam and professed the religion of his father Ibrahim al-Islam. They worshipped Allah, professed his oneness, and followed his religion a long time until they forgot part of what they had been reminded of. However, they still maintained fundamental beliefs such as monotheism as well as various other aspects of Ibrahim's religion until the time when a chief of Kuza, namely Amr bin Luhai, came back from a trip to Syria. He was renowned for righteousness, charity, devotion, and care for religion, and was granted unreserved love and obedience by his tribesmen in Syria. He saw people worshipping idols, a phenomenon he approved of and believed it to be righteous. Since Syria was the local of messengers and scriptures, he brought with him an idol Hubal, which he placed in the middle of the Kaaba and summoned people to worship it. Weirdly enough, idolatry spread all over Mecca and thence to Hijaz. People of Mecca being custodians of not only the sacred house but the whole haram as well. A great many idols bearing different names were introduced into the area. An idol called Manat was worshipped at Al Musallal near Qudayad on the Red Sea, another Allat in Taifa, third Al Uzza in the valley of Nakhla, and so on and so forth. Polytheism prevailed, and the number of idols increased everywhere in Hijaz. Amr bin Luhai, with the help of a Jinn companion who told him that the idols of Noah's folk, Wad, Suwa, Yogut, Yok, and Nasr were buried in Jeddah, dug them out, and took them to Tihama upon pilgrimage time. These idols were distributed among the tribes to take back home. Every tribe and house had their own idols, and the sacred house was also overcrowded with them. On the Prophet's conquest of Makkah, 360 idols were found around the Kaaba. He broke them down and had them removed and burned up. Polytheism and worship of idols became the most prominent feature of the religion of pre-Islam Arabs. Despite alleged profession of Ibrahim's religion, traditions and ceremonies of the worship of their idols had been mostly created by Amr bin Luhai and were deemed as good innovation rather than deviation from Ibrahim's religion. Some features of their worship of idols were: number 1, self devotion to the idols, seeking refuge with them, uttering oaths in their names, calling for their help in hardship, and supplication to them for fulfillment of wishes, believing that the idols could intercede before Allah for the fulfillment of people's wishes. Number second, performing pilgrimage to the idols, circulating around them, humiliating themselves, and even prostrating themselves before them. Third, seeking favor of idols through various kind of sacrifices in their names. These sacrifices were mentioned by Allah in His saying, and that which is sacrificed or slaughtered on an-nusuk means on a stone altars. Allah also says, "Eat not of that meat on which Allah's name has not been pronounced at the time of the slaughtering of the animal." Number 4, devotion of certain portion of food, drink, cattle, and crops to idols. Surprisingly enough, portion were also devoted to Allah Himself, but people often found reasons to transfer parts of Allah's portion to idols, but never did the opposite. To this effect, Allah said, "And they assign to Allah a share of the tilth and cattle which He has created, and they say, This is for Allah, according to their pretending, and this is for Allah, so called partners. But the share of their partners reaches not Allah, while the share of Allah's reaches their Allah's so called partners. Evil is the way they judge." Number 5, seeking favors with these idols through vows of offerings of crops and cattle, as Allah mentioned. And according to their pretending, they say that such and such cattle and crops are forbidden, and none should eat of them except those whom we allow. And they say there are cattle forbidden to be used for burden or any other work, and cattle on which at slaughtering the name of Allah is not pronounced, lying against Him. Number 6. Dedication of certain animals such as Bahira, Saba, Wasila, and Hami to idols, which meant sparing such animals from useful work for the sake of these heathen gods. The Bahira, as reported by the well known historian Ibn Ishaq, was the daughter of Saiba, a female camel that gave birth to 10 successive females, but not males. It was then set free, and all were forbidden to tie her, burden her, shear off her wool, or milk her, but for guests to drink from. And so was done to all her female offspring, which were given the name Bahira after having their ears slit. And now we will discuss later part on the second video. So that's for today. Thank you.